And here we go. This is Mike Lodge. I am the business advisor, and I'm glad that you have joined me this morning. It's a beautiful day out today, except it is cloudy. We got a little bit of sunshine, but it is cloudy. 2 days in a row, we have had the Rain Man showing up. And it has been thunder and lightning and rain, and coming down like somebody would dump a bucket over. I was shocked this morning. I had a friend on Facebook. Not on Facebook, I'm sorry, Instagram. And she went to fill up a car. And she lives in Los Angeles. So she took a picture of the signboard that shows the pricing. For unleaded self-serve, it's $6.99 a gallon. If you want full service, it's $7.89 a gallon. If you want premium unleaded, it is self-serve, $7.29 a gallon. If you want full service, $7.99. Who in the world would live in a place like California where when the gas prices go up, it affects everybody? You know how more expensive it is to get to work, or to take your kids to school, or to buy groceries because, you know, it takes gasoline, it takes diesel to run those delivery trucks to the store. So the price goes up on delivery, the price goes up on the food. So I'm just amazed when I see things like that, because I know how much damage it does to the pocketbook of you and me if we were to live in that situation. I have not checked here lately because it's very seldom I go out. Let me bring up my Gas Buddy. Come on, Gas Buddy. Let me bring up my Gas Buddy and see what the current local prices are here in South Carolina. Okay, we're doing not too bad, but it's still high. It looks like the average price just for plain old unleaded is $3.34. Oh, I'm sorry, $3.49, because it jumps all around here. But it looks like the average price is $3. Oh, and then here's one for $3.94. I don't know why it's jumping all around there, but it is. So that eats into our pocketbook, especially if we have to deliver our kids to school, or we have to go to the grocery store, or we have to drive to work. It costs more now. And all that gets passed into the food prices, and so now our food is going to start going up again. So understand why it's so important for the feds to remain focused on getting this inflation rate down to 2%. But now they have a harder time at it, and they may have to do some more rates, because now we're seeing gas prices go up. I saw a article this morning. Let me see if I can find it for you, okay? Just un momento. To go to my Flipboard and look. Let me tell you what the headline read. And if I could find it here, just one moment. By the way, Exxon came out and said that the global climate goals are destined to fail, because they just can't do it at the moment. Just can't do it. You know, every time that I try to find the articles I save, oh, here we go. It says in Entrepreneur Magazine, gas prices about to skyrocket. Gas Economics 101. Gas prices are always a topic of great interest and concern for millions of Americans who rely on gas to power their vehicles. Gas prices have always been a topic, and we discuss it every single day. As you know, I discuss it every day. A sharp rise in gas prices can directly impact the economy, people's expenses, and consumer behavior. Recently, even the Russians' invasion on Ukraine have significantly affected our gas prices. As we move forward and to study the complex relationship between geopolitical factors, strategic petroleum reserves, and energy policies is crucial for accurately predicting the future of the gas price. I'm going to link that down below so that you can read it, because it's an interesting study as to what happens and why gas prices go up. Well, we know why they're going up at the moment, because the Saudis have reduced their production. So the price of a barrel of oil goes up. Remember, when there's less inventory out there in the markets, the price goes up because it becomes a valuable commodity, a valuable asset, really. And so we're seeing this happen at the moment. And then we have the issue with Russia, and we have the issue with China and India buying up so much fuel that prices go up. So when I always hound you guys, and I apologize for doing it, but I have to do it because we have to understand that the inflationary time is still going on, and it's going to get worse. And not only do we have the inflation, but now we have the bank issue where, honestly, I feel that the banks are not solvent anymore. I mean, the U.S. government can print money and print money and print money, but what happens with that? That becomes an inflationary move to save these banks. So we have a situation where we could do things differently, such as produce more oil in the United States. The problem is that you have articles coming out, and I saw about 2 or 3 of them from bloggers, saying that, we're pumping a lot of oil into the market. No, we're not. We're not pumping enough. Our oil reserves are at a 40-year low. We have very few barrels of oil in the reserve that would only last, I think the last estimate I saw was 18 days. It would just last 18 days if a crisis came on to the United States. So we have to understand that when inventory is low, prices go up. Saudis stop producing as much oil as they used to, prices go up. Russia can't supply the markets because all of the embargoes going on, even though they're trying to do it, and they're selling it to India and Russia, but that is at a stagnant price. So we have so many issues and so many problems that it really frustrates me when I hear politicians out there, and I've told you this before, and you guys are probably going to kick me off this podcast because I say it so much, is that we have politicians out there literally lying to you on the health of the economy. It's not good. If the economy was good, we would start seeing interest rates go down. We would start seeing prices on our gasoline and food go down. We would see so many different changes in the way businesses are looking at the economy that we could redo our economy again. But there's no confidence in what's coming out of Washington, D.C. There's no confidence in what's coming out of the Federal Reserve. There's no confidence in the politicians in Washington because they are so politically driven that they have forgotten what the needs are of the American people. And so that's where we sit here today on our fannies with no confidence in a lot of different people that need to start buckling up and start doing their job. But they're not doing it because they are so politically driven that they don't care. Listen, as I said yesterday, if government actually cared for us during the pandemic and during the inflationary time that we had, they would have lowered the federal gas prices to help us out. But they didn't. They took advantage of these high prices because they get more tax money coming into the coffers because the prices are high. So people are paying more federal and state gasoline taxes. So I get so frustrated because I see a politically driven economy, not a people-driven or a commerce-driven economy. It is a politically driven economy. We have problems with our airlines. We have problems with transportation. We have problems with our railroad systems. We have problems with our gasoline production and fueling America. We have problems with too high of taxes, and they're wanting to get more taxes from us. It's all about a political agenda, and not about you and me. And that is unethical of any politician to put their party, their agenda, ahead of the American people. If you're not going to listen to how we're suffering, then you should not be in office. I think there needs to be a complete revolt when we go to vote in 2024, because we need to remove a lot of people from office. A lot of people who are not doing anything to help the American people except push political agendas. We have got to hold these people accountable. I said yesterday also, and I want to bring this up again, if you want to make changes in the safety of your communities, you have got to get involved in your communities. You have got to start pushing those politicians that say, hey, you had better put police in place in our schools. We need police presence in our malls. We need to see better reforms in city government to put the people first instead of a political agenda. If you want to have a safe community, work in your community to get it done. Because these politicians in Washington, D.C. are not going to do anything about the safety of your community. That becomes a talking point. Every time that a gun goes off, every time that a child gets killed, every time that something bad happens in your community, they don't help you. They just use it as talking points for their political agenda. Never expect Washington, D.C. is going to do anything to help your community. Never happens and never will be. It's up to you and me to work within our communities to make sure that the police presence is there, to make sure that the community is working with the police and grinding out issues. It's up to us to push politicians in our communities to say, okay, enough of this theft in our stores. Retail stores are leaving cities. Look at Nordstrom's. Nordstrom's has been in San Francisco for years and years. I have shopped at that Nordstrom's so many times. And they used to have a really nice restaurant at the top. Now it's moving out of San Francisco because it can no longer take the crime that is affecting their business. People rushing in and just grabbing merchandise and running out the stores, and no one is stopping them. And if an employee does try to stop them, that employee gets fired. That's how backward that our businesses have become and how backward that our cities have become, where the crime is more important than the American people who are getting ripped off every day. Listen, this is Mike Lodge. And if you would like to have or sit down with me in a confidential meeting, you can schedule it on my line, on my internet site, www.lodge.co.com. If you have a business question, send it to me at thebusinessadvisor@gmail.com. Everybody go out and have a great day. We're almost to the weekend. Talk with you soon. Bye-bye.